Welcome to the Tales of Naetherys with Adaline. Oh, I'm so sorry I didn't hear you come in, traveler. Come in, have a seat. Join me, please. The fire is nice and warm in here, and I know that at times the hallway can be a bit drafty this time of year. I'm Adaline, and I am an honorary princess here in the Court of Gilded Iron, even though the title doesn't mean much. Here in the library, I am the keeper of secrets and the keeper of stories. And if you have time, I would love to share one with you. Well, my dear traveler, I'm so glad that you're going to spend some time with me here in the library, because I would love to tell you about the history of Naetherys and how we came to be. So it's believed, and I say believed because I haven't found it in any books anywhere or in any scrolls or anything that's written, and either has my brother Callum. But these are stories that have been passed down from our elders, and so I'll share them with you because you're not going to find them in a book anywhere. So the only way you can learn this is to hear the story. So, in the beginning, a spark of magic created three ancients, our gods. And it's said that the spark was so powerful that they might have squabbled over it for a bit. And they decided, after the Ancient of Heart really pled for it, that they needed to separate the spark and share it equally, that it was too much power for any one of them to wield. I think her brothers were probably reluctant, as brothers often are. But they decided that it was probably best. They also shared amongst them the different elements of Naetherys. So the Ancient of Darkness, he was gifted Umbrum and Ether. And the Ancient of Light was gifted air and fire. And the Ancient of Heart was gifted earth and water. Here on Ironclad Isle, we were created by the Ancient of Heart. Well, our land was. And so our element is earth, and we get our magic from the earth, and it comes from the iron inside of the mountains that have been enchanted by the Ancient of Heart. And every isle is looked over by an ancient, and so we honor them. And here we honor the Ancient of Heart. Now, the ancients, it is said that they created an isle for themselves. And on that isle was the Court of Celestial Shadows. Now, no one that I know of has ever seen the Court of Celestial Shadows. And we don't even know what isle it's on because no one's ever seen it. And it also doesn't appear in any books. We've only ever heard about it in stories. The ancients, they created their own court, and they were the rulers, but they were quite lonely there. And so they used their magic and they created the Elurian. The Elurian were a winged fae, and they were highly magical. They represented the elements, but usually in a mixed sort of way. So like the Ancient of Darkness, who was both Umbrum and Ether, his creations embodied both of those elements. And like with the Ancient of Heart, who embodied earth and water, her creations usually embodied the magic of earth and water. And that's how they created the Elurian. And they all lived together in the Court of Celestial Shadows. And it was magical there. And I've heard that it was beautiful, that there was this bioluminescent forest and waterfalls and like this green moss that covered the ground. It was soft and airy and beautiful, but no one's ever seen it, so I don't know if that's really what it looked like. But they all lived there. The ancients also created Elymnari. So Elymnari are a lesser fae. They're not as magical, and they're not as big. They're a smaller fae, and their wings are extremely delicate. I've seen Elymnari. We have Earth Elymnari here, and they live in the forest and in the mountains, and they come to the marketplace, and sometimes they'll attend courtly events. But the Elymnari were created by the ancients to protect the land. They were the guardians of each isle. Long before there were courts on every isle, long before the Dracanith came, long before any of that, they were just Elymnari. They were made to honor the elements of the land. Now it's said that the Ancient of Heart, when she was creating Verdure Isle and all the beautifulness that's there, because it's full of flowers and vines and earth magic, there's a lot of healing magic in Verdure. And when she was creating that isle and the Elymnari there, and she was giving them the healing magic that they would get from the earth, she looked at everything she created, and she was so overwhelmed by the beauty of everything that surrounded her that she cried. Like, it made her cry. And her tears fell into the ground. And when they did, the earth cradled them. And from the ground came the Elarin. Now, the Elarin are created from magic, but they don't have magic. They're magicless, and they are not fae. They don't have wings. They age rapidly, but they're still wonderful. The Elurian have things that fae don't have. They will die much faster, and because of that, they have a sense of resilience to them. They create weapons, and they create homes, and they have worked with the Elymnari, and they've learned the magic of the earth. Now, they can't perform magic, but they take from the earth, like flowers and other things, and they create potions and tonics, and they use the knowledge of the earth, and they make these tonics, and they work in harmony with the Elymnari. Now, the Elarin originated on Verdure Isle, but they eventually moved around and got to the other isles as well. And they learned, from different isles and different cultures and different Elymnari, the different flowers and magics of the earth and the elements. And so that is the first generation of creation for the ancients. I would love to tell you about the second generation of fae, but I believe that should be a story for a different day. So please come back and see me again. I'll be here in the library, but I heard that there's a banquet today in your honor, and I would like you to be able to attend that, and I'm sure that you need to go and get ready for that. I won't be there. I don't attend courtly functions. As I told you, I am an Elarin, and although the king, he's my dad, my stepdad, he's bestowed upon me the title of an honorary princess, not all the courtiers agree with that. And so going to courtly functions is not always a pleasant experience for me. And so I try to avoid them unless I'm asked directly by the king or the queen to attend. And I know that you're a traveler and you're new, and I would love to visit with you more at the banquet, but I do have a few other things I have to attend to. I have to go to the Dragon Keep. I just go say hi to the dragons every day. And I also have to go to the Elurian camp. It's right outside the castle walls, but something's been going on there lately, and I just need to keep an eye on them. And I'm gonna go and do that while you attend the banquet. But come back and visit me, because I need to tell you about the second generation of Fae and how they created dragons. I know. Now, you have to leave. And I don't mean that in a mean way, but you do have to leave, because if you stay, then I'll start talking about dragons, and neither one of us is going to go and get the things done that we need to get done. So, you go to the banquet. I'm going to go and check on the Elarin at the Elurian encampment, and tomorrow we'll meet here in the library, and I'll tell you all about the Divinari and the dragon.